Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Talking Fitchburg on this Thursday, July 2nd, 2020. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day out there. It was another hot one here in the city of Fitchburg and across Dane County and even southern Wisconsin. Yeah, just warm and steady as we move forward. I saw some showers and thunderstorm opportunities tomorrow, but really looking ahead, besides being hot, it's not going to be too bad out there. So hopefully you're going to get outside and enjoy this great warm weather while it's here. And when it's gone, you're going to want it back. Just saying. Talked about it yesterday. What comes next after this? Best season of all, but till then, we got to wait. Andrew's favorite time of season, fall. We've got a busy show for you today, so I don't get to talk too much. We'll get you updated on headlines, and then we're going to take you back to an interview we did with the police chief, Chad Brecklin, a little bit earlier this month with all of the protesting and the issues surrounding police that have been brought up in the last couple of months here. It's a time that we want to take a chance to talk with Chad Brecklin about some of these different concerns and ways to get involved with the police department. So we're going to break all that down. We'll talk with Chad here. It's a two-parter, and looking forward to sharing that with you again here today. So let's get to it. We start with some news on the City Hall front. City of Fitchburg is going to be holding off opening. That's right. Here's your facilities updates. The city buildings will remain closed to the public due to COVID-19. Residents should continue to contact department staff via email or phone and utilize online services as much as possible. For information how to conduct services virtually, visit the city's website, fitchburgwi.gov, or hover over the government to select the department you wish to contact. You may also utilize the self-serve table, which has been located outside the vestibule of City Hall over the past few months. Residents can call City Hall at 270-4200 to learn more about the procedures or to make an appointment. If necessary, residents may also contact departments directly. Each department's got their contact information available for you. On Monday, July 6th, the Fitchburg Public Library will expand same-day curbside pickup. This will take the library from 8 hours of pickup per week to 40 hours per week. You can visit the website for more information on that. At the Fitchburg Senior Center, will remain closed to the public, but staff is in the office and are taking one-on-one appointments. If assistance is needed, residents may call the Fitchburg Senior Center. Their number is 270-4290, and to talk to staff and make an appointment. Due to the restrictions in place by Dane County, the splash pad remains closed. No reservations are being taken for park shelters or community center rentals. And keeping employees and residents safe is the number one priority for the city. Please note, information regarding the city's facilities, events, services, and meetings is subject to change. So that is the full update coming out today. His numbers started to creep back up again, pushing things back, and we'll still be running things just by appointment only here at City Hall. So you got any questions, you can start with calling the clerk's department or any department directly, and we'll get and help with the questions as needed. All right, it's time to get your COVID test. You've got the free COVID testing at Line Energy Center and a few other locations doing testing today. So if you're interested in getting out there, you got about an hour left. I did share this on our Facebook page today. But if you want to get out and get tested, certainly there are extra testing sites around Dane County today that have been open all day long. So if you're tuning in here at 6, you want to get out there here the next hour, and more testing to come. So free testing available through today. All right, Department of Health Services urges residents to stay home ahead of the July 4th weekend. As we come up to this weekend, nearly 20% of the total COVID cases in Wisconsin tested positive in the last 2 weeks. The Department of Health Services urges Wisconsin residents to stay home and follow the best public health practices during the upcoming 4th of July weekend. Wisconsin has seen a recent surge in cases, with half of all positive cases coming in within the past 5 weeks. Yeah, that's a pretty scary statistic there. And it says nearly 20% of the total COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin have tested positive within the past 2 weeks. This spike in cases is driven in part by an increase in infections among younger people. And contract tracing by some local health departments has also revealed that many of the cases can be traced back to bars. While there were more confirmed COVID-19 cases during early May, compared to early June. More than twice more than twice the percentage of cases, 14% compared to 7%, reported attending a gathering or party or meeting up with people outside of their homes within 2 weeks of getting COVID-19. 1% reported attending a protest or rally during the early June. Contact tracing is an integral part of Wisconsin's response to the pandemic, has revealed that more and more individuals testing positive for COVID-19 have recently met up with people outside of their households. As the weather continues to improve, Department of Health Services encourages Wisconsinites to consult guidance on how to participate in the summer activities safely, which can be found at the Department of Health Services website and Avoid Illness web page. The information is available. Of course, we share the link to our headlines so you can check that out. You got to stay safe here as you head out for this weekend. And again, we want you to stay safe and let's get these numbers back down. And we all got to do our part as a whole to do that. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up our part one of a two-part series today, talking with the Chief Chad Brecklin of the Fitchburg Police Department. That's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
We scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what?
Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Julia, are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is your Chief of Police. It's Chad Brecklin. Chad, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Jeremy?
I am doing wonderful now that I'm talking with you. That's all I'm saying. Chad, thank you so much for taking the time to do the update. We do this update every month, and glad you're here again as you have been. It's been a difficult time across the nation in the last month or so. And a tough topic to kind of wrap your head around. But at this stage, Chad, you've participated in a few events, community discussions, that is, and whatnot. But if you could just give us a sense, kind of your status with the police department as it is today, and what you guys are doing currently, kind of surrounding everything that's going on. I know it's complex, and I appreciate any comment that you have there.
Yeah, so obviously, since we last talked in the month of May, a lot has really happened in our world, in our society. We were already in our country, really globally, in the midst of a global health pandemic, with states of emergency declared throughout this country, including here locally. That was causing our department and many other forward-facing or front-facing, public-facing departments to have to really modify the way they do business. as it relates to the service they provide to their community in order to, one, keep our personnel safe, and two, just as importantly, keep our community safe and do our part to help minimize any transmission of COVID. So obviously in the midst of that, we have a terrible situation or terrible incident in Minneapolis that led to George Floyd's death, which has really reignited another conversation on police community relations, police tactics, and then also now become much more broad in talking about social and racial injustice and equity. And these are clearly important topics that our country and our community needs to have conversations on, and not just conversations, but ultimately actions, take appropriate and responsible actions to help address racial and social inequities that do exist. So, we've done a few things here in the police department since the incident in Minneapolis. First and foremost, the Dane County Chiefs of Police Association, of which I'm a member, issued a statement condemning the behavior of the officers in the city of Minneapolis involved in George Floyd's death. I also issued my own statement regarding those actions and recorded a statement. In addition, the department has recently provided an overview of our use of force policy as it relates to the 8 Can't Wait campaign. Those policy considerations of that campaign are designed to minimize police use of force and to minimize injury when police use of force occurs. I am able to say that of those 8 components, we have all 8 of them currently in our department policies. However, 2 of those components need to have the language strengthened in our policy book to further reiterate the expectations of the organization. Some other things that we have done as a department is participated in a virtual town hall hosted by Madison 365 and organized by the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. And we also, a number of personnel went to the Boys and Girls Club a couple of weeks ago in a show of solidarity and took a knee with many of our community members to show our respect for the situation and to show our support to recognize that police brutality has no place in our society. We do not support it, we do not condone it, and we strive to be a part of the solution.
Yeah, Chad, I think, the outreach that you've continued to do and work on as this has developed and gone on has been great to share out to the public. For those who are not familiar with the police department and how you operate day to day, working with the officers, we're a very diverse city, which is awesome in so many ways. But share with me kind of the day-to-day operation. When you become a police officer in the city of Fitchburg, it's a big responsibility, but I think because of the uniqueness of our city, that adds to the policing element.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, Jeremy, Fitchburg is a very diverse community from a variety of perspectives. It's geographically diverse. It's racially, economically, socioeconomically diverse. There's a variety of ways you can look at it and really see how diverse the city is. That also leads to a diversity of police calls that we are asked to respond to. We respond to things like animal complaints and parking complaints and car deer crashes to more complex issues such as homelessness, drug and substance abuse, mental health crises, and other criminal matters like weapons violations, armed robberies, domestic disturbances, child abuses, sexual assaults. It really runs the gamut of things that our officers are responding to on a daily basis. And it really requires an officer to have a general understanding of a lot of different concepts in order to potentially address any of the issues or problems that are being presented to them at any given time. And clearly, we're always striving to take a problem-solving approach and a community-focused approach. We have for years been tried to be involved in our neighborhoods, tried to build relationships, and I think we have done that. The unfortunate situation that's now facing us is that the incident in Minneapolis has completely unraveled all of our efforts over the years, and we are going to have to spend a considerable amount of time and resources trying to repair and rebuild and restore the trust that we had already established. And ideally, we're going to take that to the next level and look to see where we can make improvements in our own operations and in how we conduct ourselves and do business, and continue to place an emphasis on fairness and respect and professionalism. So there's a tall task ahead of us, but I know that everybody that's in the police department here is committed to the service they've signed up for. They're committed to doing what's right. That doesn't mean we're always going to be perfect. We are human beings. We will make mistakes. However, we will learn from our mistakes, and we will seek not to repeat those mistakes when they are made. But again, we are always looking to try to minimize those mistakes to begin with. And, we'll continue to look at ways that we have available through training and other measures, policy, supervision, continuing to enhance the culture of the agency to emphasize service above all else, and those sorts of things.
Chad, we're going to take a quick break. We'll continue the conversation right after this. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Hola, Julia. ¿Estás lista para tocar con nosotros? Yo tocaré mi clarinete.
Y Elmo tocará su tambor. Tambor ruidoso.
Bueno, ya sabes qué hacer, Julia.
Julia sabe.
Dado el autismo de Julia, los sonidos pueden ser muy fuertes.
Y hace música a su manera. ¡A tocar!
La detección temprana del autismo puede hacer una diferencia de por vida. Conoce más sobre la detección temprana en detecciondeautismo.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Continuing my conversation with our police chief, Chad Brecklin. Chad, thank you for staying on here for a second segment. Appreciate it. I want to make sure we have time to talk with you today. Picking up where we kind of left off here, as far as the call for change, the call for action. Something that I think I've learned throughout the years of doing the interviews with you and past members of the police department is your willingness to adjust, your willingness to continue to do better, to seek new training and whatnot. I can remember talking that you sent officers for domestic training and better mental health stuff. You've been on the front lines of that, but we look at this globally, what are the things that that you as the police chief put into play here to make your department keep moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, we have to take a multifaceted approach, and we're still continuing to identify what actionable steps we can take. But in the short term, I can talk about things we have done and things we're looking to do, and talk a little bit about our training and our policies or protocols in order to identify where we can improve. As you mentioned, some of the training that we have provided our team over the years does relate to mental health crisis response. We have a number of officers. I think it's approximately 20% of our department. I'd have to verify that information, but I know it's near that. Have received crisis intervention training, which specifically relates to mental health crises. We have provided fair and impartial policing training. We have provided implicit bias training. Our recruits, our new officers receive training similar to that in the academy when they attend that through the state of Wisconsin. We've identified that we need more of that training and other community stakeholders to become involved in training that will allow us to better interact and understand and potentially relate, improve our relationships with all members of our community. And we're committed to evaluating what options we have and partnering with organizations to try to find that training and bring it to our team here. And more importantly, looking to have training on a regular basis that really reflects different perspectives and how we can improve relationships within our community through our interactions and service. So there are a number of things there that we can do on the training front. When you start looking at use of force specifically, we've always emphasized for quite a number of years the value of utilizing your communication skills, utilizing de-escalation tactics, and more recently in the last few years, the value of trying to get time and distance whenever you're into a situation to help you formulate your response and make decisions, and to ideally keep that distance will hopefully keep everyone involved safe while that situation is attempted to be de-escalated and or a plan is formulated to respond to it. Now, we also recognize that unfortunately, time and distance is not afforded to us in every situation, despite any efforts or desires for us to have it. And we also recognize that we are called to situations in which de-escalation tactics and communication skills are either impractical because of the seriousness of the situation immediately upon our arrival, or because they've been attempted and they've been unsuccessful, and we unfortunately are left with no other option based on the behavior that has been presented to us, but to use force to control a situation. And we do have a process in place that when we do use force here in our department, that force receives a multi-layer review. It's reviewed by a tactics instructor, it's reviewed by a frontline supervisor, and it's also reviewed by a member of our command staff to ensure that the use of that force was in line with the department's policy, with the department's training philosophies and expectations. If the equipment that we have provided was used as it was intended to use and operated as it was intended to operate, and to really identify any potential areas for improvement that could be utilized as we took a look at that use of force, and identify those key takeaways that we could potentially use to either enhance training, enhance policy, enhance equipment, and those sorts of things. So we are continuously looking at how we can get better in any use of our tactics. And of course, the ultimate goal would be is that we never need to utilize any use of force. That's the goal of every department member here, and I'm sure out of the hundreds of thousands of police officers in our nation, it's the goal of them as well. We do not desire to use force. We are needing to use force in certain situations where behaviors are presented to us or situations are presented to us where we've been left with no other option. And again, if we could avoid that, that would be ideal. But unfortunately, that is just not reasonable at this point in time. And I don't know if it ever will, but I sure hope it is. But we're going to continue to train to emphasize those communication skills, emphasize de-escalation, emphasize time and distance whenever those are available and appropriate. And we're going to continue to, review our uses of forces to ensure that they are appropriate and that they are using only the amount of force necessary to control a situation.
Yeah, Chad, thank you so much for breaking all that down. I know this is there's a lot of information and very complex here as far as again trying to bring all this to light and move forward. Chad, would you say from your standpoint, if people want to make that change and get in contact with you to have these conversations, your door is open. The officers are willing to listen. What can people do to reach you, to really get the information to you that you can take in and possibly put into place in your department?
Sure. I'm available, obviously, for conversation. People can reach out to me via email, via phone. Stopping into the police department is a little bit challenging right now with the current health pandemic, but by all means, we can certainly look to set up a time or converse. Video conferencing is obviously an option in this day and age and those sorts of things. So we do want to listen to the community. We have historically listened to our community. That doesn't mean we don't have room for improvement, because we always have room for improvement in whatever we do. And I would encourage many folks have already contacted me via email or by phone to talk about how we are operating in the Fitchburg Police Department. And we have released information as it relates to that in order to hopefully help answer questions that may be out there. But by all means, we are the community's police department, and we want to be part of the community, and we want to police in a way that all of our community would like us to police.
Chad, thank you so very much for discussing this today and going through this with us. I know there's certainly more time to be spent talking about the issues globally, and here with Talking Fitchburg, and what Chad is committed to do once a month is keep us up to date on what's happening at the police department. Apologize for my son in back there. A working from home situation, really keeping it light here. But want to keep this conversation going with you, Chad, just like we've been doing for as long as I can remember now. So I appreciate the time, appreciate the sticking along with us today, and looking forward to talking to you next month.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeremy.
All right. That is your Chief of Police, Chad Brecklin. We'll see him next month and continue the conversation. We'll take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank Chad Brecklin for stopping in. We'll post that full, well, it is posted up, I should say, full interview. You can check that out at our Facebook page, YouTube page, or out at the website, fitchburgwi.gov. We want you to have a safe and fun weekend if this is your Friday. If it's not, we'll see you back here tomorrow for more Talking Fitchburg. And you can stay connected while you're on your holiday weekend using any of the resources available on your screen. Have a safe day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.